Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Shola's Mentorship Blueprint Podcast, a place where we empower minds and shape leaders. I remain your host, Olushola Odubanjo, a registered nurse, chartered manager, and a mentor. This is not just another podcast about leadership, growth, and career journeys. Here, we're going to deep dive into mindset, purpose, and transformation. Today's episode is a bit different to previous episodes. We'll be talking about not allowing your past to hinder your future, learning how to declutter your mind from guilt, regret, and fear, and opening yourself up to new ideas, new opportunities, and new beginnings. Because the truth is, we've all made mistakes, but your past doesn't define your destiny. It prepares you for it. So take a deep breath, relax. This episode is for you. Recognizing the weight of the past. Now, let's be honest. Our past can be heavy. Mistakes, broken relationships, career missteps, failed dreams. They linger like unwanted guests in our minds. Maybe you trusted the wrong person. Maybe you made a financial decision that went sideways. Or maybe you walked away from something or someone too soon. And now, every time you try to move forward, that voice in your head whispers, you messed up. You're not good enough. You had your chance. But here's what I want you to remember. The past only has the power you give it. You can't drive forward looking through the rear mirror. You can't. At some point in time, you're going to turn your eyes back to the road, the one that leads ahead. Life isn't about erasing the past. It's about redeeming it. Now, can I tell you something? Your mistake doesn't disqualify you. They actually educate you. Every failure teaches, every heartbreak strengthens, every disappointment refines. The problem is not that we have a past, it's that we keep living in it. So the first step in freeing your future is simple but powerful. Acknowledge your past, but don't camp there. It happened. You learn. Now it's time to move on. Now let's talk about the clutter in your mind. So imagine your mind as a room filled with thoughts, emotions, memories, and dreams. Over time, things piled up, regret in one corner, fear in another. What if scattered across the floor? There's so much mental clutter that new ideas, fresh impressions, and vision can't find space to stay. So ask yourself, what mental clutter are you still holding onto? Is it a mistake you can't forgive yourself for? A voice from your past that keeps echoing negativity? Or maybe it's comparison, looking at others and wondering why your path hasn't worked out the same. I want you to listen carefully. You cannot create new possibilities while replaying old pain. It's time to declutter your mind. Now, here's a couple of points to start with. First of all, give yourself. Truly forgive yourself. Not halfway, not someday, but today. Detach from other people's opinion. What they thought of you does not define who you are now. Stop rehearsing regrets. Yes, stop rehearsing it. Rehearsing doesn't change what happened. It just keeps you chained to it. You don't have to have everything all figured out. You just have to decide, I'm not staying stuck here anymore. Decluttering isn't about forgetting. It's about making space for something new. Now, let's talk about creating a new vision. Once your mind starts to clear, you will notice something amazing. That is space for new vision. Vision is what gives your life direction and energy. Without it, we drift, and you can't build a new future with an old mindset. So here's a challenge for you. What does your next chapter look like if the past no longer have power over you? Take a few seconds. Just picture it. What do you see? Who are you becoming? What possibilities excite you again? Now, that image, that spark is your starting point. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Believe it before you see it. Remember, vision without clutter becomes clarity, and clarity brings confidence. Don't worry how it will all happen. That path unfolds as you move. Just decide who you're going to be moving forward. Because when you declutter your mind, new doors starts to open. Not magically, but mentally. The same mind that once said, can't, now begins to whisper, Maybe I can. Power of reframing your story. One of the most powerful things you can do is reframe your story. Too often we tell our past like a disaster. But what if you start telling it like a training ground? You didn't fail, you learned. You weren't broken, you were built. You didn't lose, you were led somewhere new. The moment you shift your perspective, your power returns. Here's something I've learned. Sometimes life will break you open, not to destroy you, but to expand you. You are not the person you were 5 years ago or even 1 year ago. That version of you was doing the best they could do with what they knew. Now you know more. Now you can be more. So instead of saying, I made a mistake, say, I had a moment that taught me something priceless. That's how transformation begins, by rewriting the story you tell yourself. Remember, your past is a lesson. Your present is a choice. Your future is your opportunity. Now, some practical steps to move forward. Let's talk action. Because inspiration without movement keeps you where you are. Here are some few practical ways to start moving forward. Reflect, don't ruminate. Reflection says, what can I learn? Rumination says, why did this happen to me? I'll say, choose reflection. Surround yourself with forward thinkers. This is quite really important. Your environment either follows your vision or feeds your fear. Be around people who talk about growth, not gossip. Set a small goal for your next step. You don't need a 5-year plan right now. Just ask, what's one small step that moves me forward today? Now, feed your mind new input, like books, podcasts, mentors. New ideas are the antidote of old patterns. Lastly, practice gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's possible. You will be amazed how the future opens up when your focus shifts from what went wrong to what can go right. Now, let's today mark a new chapter, one where your mistakes becomes your motivation and your mind becomes clear enough to see the beauty of what's ahead. You can't rewrite your past, but you can rewrite your perspective. You can't change what happened, but you can change what happens next. Your future deserves your full attention, and I mean full attention. Let go of the weight that's holding you back. Make room for what's meant for you, because the best version of you is still waiting to be discovered. Now, this brings us to the end of another beautiful episode. Thank you for joining me on today's podcast. If today's episode spoke to you, kindly like, share it with someone who needs a reminder that their past does not define them. And don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, keep rising, keep growing, and keep moving forward. Take care. Bye.